So I was like, I'm going to put glasses on
I know.
to hide my makeup, my lack of makeup.
If anyone's not watching the video, you have to see Dev's new glasses.
Oh, you'll be seeing them
everywhere. Have you already started recording content in them?
No. I don't think no. I've been, every time after I travel, I kind of it's hard to get back into my routine or something. So I've been not wanting to, I don't know. I'm also on my period, so.
Yeah. Dude, I have not had a period like this where like it affects my mood this much in like months. Like usually I'm like kind of down for like 1 day, 2 days and like with cramps and stuff, and it just like that's really what's getting me. It's not like my mental state is different, but this week my mental state has been fully like just off.
Are you doing anything differently? Like any different vitamins or?
I think it's just the back-to-back travel really is what like is taking me down. Because I did the Bachelorette and then I had 1 day and then we flew to Oregon.
And you're not giving your body any time to rest. And when you're on your period, you're literally supposed to sleep like an hour or two longer on those nights. And yeah, that would make sense.
And my sleep has just been all fucked up from traveling too. So then like that's impacting like my like the sleep that I'm supposed to be getting, because usually like I'm honestly fine for the most part like on most of my periods, but I just don't even know. And like I feel for people who like just feel like this on every period, like this level of shittiness.
Yeah, it's really annoying when you're just kind of in a bad mood and you don't understand why. Like
I like my Hannah, our coordinator, like she texted me, she's like, do you get like period brain fog? And I was like, this week, yes. Like, and we're both on our cycle same time. Like, oh God, this is not good for us. Like one of us needs to get off.
Yeah.
But I hadn't heard of that term before, like period brain fog.
Oh yeah. I feel like I feel like it makes my ADHD symptoms worse. Like I get in those paralysis modes where I can't get myself to do anything.
Yeah, like there's too many options and it's like, what do I start with? And I don't want to do anything.
Yep. And so I'll just like scroll on my phone because I get so overwhelmed and I just like don't do it all.
Yeah.
Don't do it at all.
Okay, I was actually going to bring this up. So I think a hack to not scrolling on your phone, at least for me, is watching YouTube.
On your phone?
Well, I usually will like pull it up on a computer screen or the TV and I'll like watch it on that and I like put my phone aside. Like I don't, because I like
the key is putting your phone aside, I think.
Yeah. But no, but like, you know, sometimes like you're watching TV or something and you're still scrolling or like sometimes I get like sucked into certain people like on TikTok or Instagram. Yeah. But YouTube, like I want to pay attention to like what the creator is saying and I'm like interested in like the video or like what's going on. And so I'm like much more dedicated to like watching just them versus scrolling on my phone versus like if it's a TV show that I don't, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
every time I get a little bit bored or even a little bit overwhelmed when I'm watching something, I'll pick up my phone.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's about finding something that doesn't trigger you to pick up your phone.
I know. Well, because I also like you know YouTube, like you can like close out of it now and like it still pops up the video
on your computer,
on like your phone.
On your phone, yeah.
So like that doesn't help me because sometimes I'll like start doing something else and I'm like, well, that's not good because now I stop paying attention to whatever they're saying. So
I guess for me that would kind of be a podcast because I don't just let podcasts run. I need to be actively listening to it.
Yeah, for sure. I know. I don't understand people that can do that. Like just kind of have it as background noise because I'm like, most of the time if I'm listening to a podcast, it's something like I'm actually interested in.
Yeah, Maggie.
Yeah, I guess Maggie does that a lot. But Maggie does it with YouTube too.
Yeah. We should address where Maggie is. Hi guys, by the way. Maggie had a family emergency and she had to get on a flight to Tucson on the day that we were supposed to record, I think. And so me and Britt last minute decided to just pick up the slack Although Maggie is like our leader.
Yeah,
and
Maggie's
so I was like,
we're
this
missing
is,
our queen today.
how are we going to do this? She's probably going to be surprised if this actually gets recorded.
I know.
She schedules our thing. She like introduces the podcast and does the outro and just like keeps us on track. Yeah.
This one might be a little bit more all over the place, but
yeah,
it's fine.
And we're holding off on talking about all the wedding stuff until she's back, but we did just get back from her wedding.
Yes.
It was very pretty and fun.
It was so fun and magical.
Yeah.
I like saw the wedding venue that she tagged and I was like, this is exactly what it looks like. Because, you know, sometimes like you see pictures of things and you're like, oh, this is like really off from what it is.
Yeah.
And seeing the pictures of it and stuff, I'm like, this is like perfection. Like I understand
it's
her
such
like
a good venue.
Seeing it and being like, this is the one. Like we have to get this venue and just going with it.
And even her videos and her describing it and stuff just didn't do. I was just like, okay, yeah, whatever. Like, I don't know. Being there, I was just like, holy shit, this is so nice.
Well, we'll talk more about it, but it was just even like just getting off the bus and I was like, oh my God. Like, this is picturesque.
Yeah, it was great.
I'm very excited to talk more about that. And we'll have like a separate, we're like taking notes I was taking notes during the wedding and like the wedding weekend for us to talk about like things. Yeah. Some things will definitely have to just be in the Patreon. So there's like a Patreon section and then like a regular episode section. So tune in next week for that one.
We have a little bit of tea.
Yeah. There's lots of different tea or like, and also just like questions for Maggie too. We're like,
true.
So what was this supposed to be? Or like, what did you think about this? I'm excited.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
Should we do an intro?
Sure. Welcome back to So Glad We're Friends. I'm Devon.
I'm Brittany. And today we're going to talk about I know. It just doesn't feel right.
I know.
Maybe we can like insert Maggie's voice just for the routine of it. But today we're going to talk about our like Oregon trips, like, and traveling, Devon's like travel anxiety and maybe some newfound like interest in traveling.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think, was that all we're going to talk about?
I'm sure we'll have tangents along the way.
Yeah. But like speaking of pictures and videos and stuff, like obviously there's so many like talented PNW creators of like just how they capture everything, but being in Oregon I was like, holy shit, like this, obviously a lot of their stuff does it justice, but like just being there, and I feel so dumb being like, oh my God, Oregon is amazing, like Oregon is so beautiful, like so many people know that, but I'm like, well, this is my first time there. So I'm like just extra in awe and like shock of just how pretty it is, like the weather is amazing, and I understand the obsession for it.
I love that it's so accessible in Oregon, because like we've talked about in Colorado, like everything's really spread out and you have to do like a 12-mile hike to get to things. Like in Oregon, it's just freaking right there. Like the drive from the airport to Hood River where Maggie's wedding was, it was all like I was going to crash my car because I was looking at how beautiful it was. And it's just right there on the road. Like you could pull over and take amazing pictures. And it's just like everywhere you are is just like, wow, I love this state.
Yeah. Well, I just love how much there's like water, mountains, and like forest, like tree, like really big, beautiful trees. Like I think it reminds me a lot of like Northern California, but it was, I don't know, it was a little different than Northern California. I guess there's not as many mountains or like hills and stuff.
That's where I want to go next.
I don't really know as much. I don't remember as much because I only went there like to Northern California one time when I was like maybe in middle school, and then I've been to like Southern California like more recently. But I don't think there's as many like mountain-ish things from what I can remember. But so basically I went early Joe, like I think we talked about this, but like Joe booked a tee time at like Bandon Dunes, which is like one of the world-class golf courses, and he was just so excited to like go.
I didn't realize it was so far away.
Yeah, neither did I.
That's why I need to be in the know of things. Like you're like, yeah, just tell us what we're doing. I'm along for the ride. I'm like, I need to know what the fuck we're doing and how far we're going to be driving today.
Yeah. I don't know. I was like, with a lot of things, I really enjoy like when Joe just takes the lead and just like does it, and I don't have to think about it, because I feel like I'm making so many decisions all day. When he's just like, here, I'll do it, I'm like, wow. It's like the mental load just like completely evaporates, and I'm like, thank you. So he like booked our restaurants that we like went to, and decided like what we were gonna do and all that stuff. So that was really nice. But like Bandon, like if you look up like things to do on the Oregon coast, Bandon Dunes is also like one of the top things to do, which is really cool. But it's kind of nice because I think Cannon Beach is like one of the most popular places, because is it like an hour-ish from Portland?
I feel like an hour and a half.
Okay, but like not horrible driving. And so I had like heard other things from people, and like they're like, yeah, it's going to be really crowded. You're not going to really get the sort of like scene that you want. And so Bandon is like one of those other top places, but because it's like 5.5 hours or whatever from Portland, it's really not that busy. Like there were people on the beach, but it was like 5, different groups, like 5 couples kind of like on the beach. And so we got like amazing sunset shots, and like got to just walk on the beach without like really running into other people. And I got like, I just wanted to see the rocks. I wanted like a sunset rock picture, and I got it because there's like so many different like rock things like in the Bandon Dunes area that we were in.
That's what also I love about the Oregon coast is like the haystack rocks and stuff that just come out of the ocean.
I know. I didn't realize
how the fuck did they get there?
I know. That is actually really interesting. I didn't realize like there was going to be so many up the coast, because like obviously there was like in Bandon. And like we went through like Eugene on the way down. And so we like went to one little like winery, which was like, it was okay, but it was like nice to just have a little break. And I also like, I haven't been drinking very much wine, but I love Oregon, like Willamette Valley, I think is what it's called. Their Pinot Noirs are amazing. So
that's another thing we need to put on the wedding list. You were being such an alcohol pusher.
I know, it's kind of weird.
That was weird.
I'll put it on the list. I just wanted you to be on my level.
See, but it's funny because we have these discussions where we're like, oh, Brittany's not boring just because she doesn't drink. Like, like.
I know. That was naughty of me.
It was funny.
It was fun. We had fun.
Yeah.
Had you gone to any of the wineries, or like were you too little when last time you went?
No. Well, I usually go with my dad and uncle, so they don't give a shit about wineries. They just want to find the nearest bar.
Yeah.
Everywhere we go, but
I learned that your dad likes very sugary.
Oh drinks. Yeah.
He likes, what is it called? The
Mike's Harder lemonade.
Mike's Hard or Smirnoff Ice.
Yeah.
Loves.
Ew. Disgusting.
I feel like everyone kind of gets over them in college after you get like iced.
I know. You would think.
But he's just like, let's go. Maybe they weren't invented when he was in college.
Yeah. I remember when like wine coolers were a thing. I know he used to drink those when they came out in the 90s or whatever. I always thought they looked so good.
What? Let me look up a wine cooler.
It's very 90s. I don't know what it is, but...
Oh, yeah. They do look really cool. Like, Seagram's had them. And then, I don't know what this brand is. Bartles and James wine cooler.
Oh, yes. That's like
the original.
Yeah. I've heard that name in songs or something.
That's so funny.
That is really funny.
And then Smirnoff Ice is obviously on there too. But
yeah.
That Bartles and James.
Yep. That's so funny.
I don't remember seeing those as much, but I remember being like obsessed with because like I think I tried my mom's like Smirnoff Ice when I was like in high school or something. And I was like, this tastes so good. It just tastes like juice. Like and you don't realize that there's alcohol in it, and you're just like, oh, I can just like have these because whatever. Like, not knowing how bad they might be.
Yeah.
I feel like you would like the wineries, especially because you're kind of like on your wine kick.
Yeah. So now I have this travel bug because I had so much fun in Oregon, but I don't know if that's just because I love Oregon, because I've always just, whenever I go to Oregon, I'm just like, this is my place. Like my astrology, one of my lines must go through Oregon or something. You know how
is that how that works?
Tell, like there's like some astrology map, and based on where your lines go through or where your lines are close to, you feel happier there or something. I don't know.
God, I want to look that up. How do you find that?
Astrology world map. I don't know what it's called. I just see TikToks about it sometimes, and I don't. I literally want to hire someone to, or like have an astrologer explain my chart to me.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand that stuff.
Well, it's very like beyond like the 3 moons or whatever, it's very complex after that.
I know. And there's charts, and this means that, and people are like predicting the freaking election and stuff based on people's astrology charts. So
really?
Yes.
Okay, I think I might have found one. I hope it's free.
You have to put in your birth date and time and stuff, and then it'll generate. But the lines are kind of confusing because there's a bunch of different ones that mean different things.
Oh. That is interesting. Basically, like I'm looking at the map. It's called like astrocartography.
Oh, yes.
But they like have numerous lines like that go up from the map.
Mm-hmm. And I don't remember what lines mean what.
I know. There's like multiple colors. There's like a green, brown, blue, black, purple, red. So interesting. Okay, I want to look this up after and try it.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense because sometimes, like, I think that, like, that's like London for me. Like, I have this, like, just, I don't even know how to describe it. Just like this sense of, like, belonging and peacefulness and, like, I don't even know.
Yeah, I have a line right by London, and I feel like I'll love it there just because of that. But I've never gone.
Is that kind of interesting for you, though? Because, like, you have people, like, part of your family's from London, right?
Yeah, and a lot of times they say, like, sometimes you feel pulled to where your ancestry is from, kind of.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like that plays into it, too. Because, obviously, how we have evolved and stuff, we've come from certain places.
Yeah.
And so we're going to feel like we belong when we're back to where like our genes came from.
Yeah, for sure.
I
feel like London honestly would not be like that much of a stretch for you because you can actually just like take a sleeping pill and just be knocked out the entire flight. Like you're not going to be like groggy or anything when you like wake up because it's like an 8+ hour flight for you probably.
Yeah, I never had any issues with at least I don't remember them. When I went to Australia, I didn't have, what's the word, sleep, when you can't sleep?
Sleep paralysis?
No.
Insomnia?
No, the time zone change.
Oh, jet lag.
Yes, thank you. I don't remember having any jet lag issues going to Australia because literally every time I was on the plane, I pretended that was nighttime.
Yeah.
Like that was my bedtime. I slept, and then I got there, and then it was like, morning, and then I just slept again once it was night.
Yeah. How long was the plane ride from Arizona to Australia?
We did LA to Sydney, and that was 13 and a half hours.
Okay. That's really not that bad from
Yeah. I mean, LA. It was really bad.
Really?
It was fine. Like, I don't remember, like, I remember the flight from Phoenix to Portland, and I was sitting there like so bored, like this is so long. I never felt that way flying to Australia because they kind of keep you on a schedule. Yeah. They're like, okay, we board, and then we get in the air, and then we serve you dinner, and then we serve you dessert, and then you get ready for bed, and then you fall asleep, and then you wake up and you go to the bathroom, and then we serve you breakfast, and then we're landing, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
Whereas like a shorter flight, you're kind of just like, do I do something? Do I just sit here and wait? Like, I don't really know what.
Left, 45 minutes.
I feel like worth getting my laptop out right now. Like,
yeah, every single time. I don't know. The flight, I feel like Denver is so clutch for flying because everything is so close to us. Like everything is max like maybe 3 hours, but most of the time it's like 2 or under, which is just incredible. But that also kind of makes it tough sometimes because you're like, I don't have enough time to actually like do anything on the plane like once we get off.
Which is fine. I don't want time to do anything on the plane. Like with my travel anxiety and since COVID, I think my flights have all been 2 hours or less. I did fly to Seattle early COVID. Don't hate me because I was flying during COVID. But yeah, I went to visit my cousin during COVID times in Seattle. Yeah, she lived in Seattle before Denver.
Oh.
She's just she's a world traveler. She lives everywhere. Yeah.
That's so crazy to me. But I love that for her.
And that flight is long to me though. That was like 3 hours. I like to keep it under 2.
Yeah. Or like 8 hours plus.
Yeah. Yeah. Either have it a long flight where I'm going to sleep the whole time and eat and stuff, or make it under 2 hours. Like, that's it.
So you didn't have like, obviously, like leading up to it, you had maybe some travel anxiety, but like,
yeah, I've always been afraid of like flying and stuff. Yeah. But I didn't have this like, I can't, like, first of all, I can't sleep. And so I spend all night long being frustrated and like awake. And then now that I have my Oura ring, I can see that not only is my heart rate way high all night long, my body temperature is high all night long too. So it's affecting my body. It's not just that I'm tired. And then I'm pissed off the whole next day. I wake up and I'm just anxious and I have this anxiety that I can't get rid of like all day long. And then I drink alcohol because I'm like, this is what's going to make me feel better. But then it makes me feel worse because alcohol, once it fades away, I have anxiety again. Like it's this annoying cycle. But now that I have a sleeping pill that like kind of helps, it helps a little bit, but still my sleep score and my other score from my Oura ring was so bad
the night before.
It was better. Yeah.
Do you actually get to sleep, or like, or is your mind like too powerful and it like overrides it?
I do now sleep with the sleep pill, but I wake up like every hour.
Oh, so not really sleeping.
No, but I used to not sleep at all. Like I would literally be awake like, the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
do you enter any like deep or REM sleep?
I think I have dreams.
Okay.
But I don't know if you dream in your light.
I forgot. I think you dream in
cycle
REM.
I think you dream in REM and light.
Yeah. I don't really remember.
I don't know.
I feel like I have like annoying dreams in light sleep.
Yeah.
They're like realistic, like things that I'm like anxious or like worried about.
Do you, when you wake up from a dream in the morning, do you like think about it all day long?
No, I don't really like my dreams most of the time.
I don't eat, like, it's weird because I feel like I will think about where I was at in my dream all day long until I have another one, and then I'll be thinking about that dream. Like I'll in my head put myself back where I was, like the location or something.
You and Maggie both said you like remember a lot. Like you can remember like your week of dreams. Yeah. And I'm just like, I can remember it the next day, but usually I try not to. I'm like, I don't want to know this.
Yeah. So I let it's annoying when you remember them because you're like, was this a dream or did this actually happen in real life? Like I'll do that.
That's funny. I guess that makes a lot of sense since you like remember them so vividly. Yeah. And like you can, if you're thinking about them like all day, you're like kind of ingraining it into your brain to like remember.
And if you have normal dreams where like your mom told you that she was coming over, you know, like a normal dream you have? Yeah, like random things like that will happen in my dreams. And then I'll be like, wait, did this actually happen? Or was this a dream?
Okay. I feel like most of my dreams are like not of reality.
Oh, okay.
Like I can tell that they're just a dream, but it's still disturbing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So your dreams are a little more bizarre.
Yeah. I don't love them. I try and forget them most of the time.
Dreams are weird. It is so weird that we dream.
I know.
So vividly.
There's like people that really study that, right? Like the whole dreaming process.
There's people that like think that we actually go to different universes or something.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe that, but maybe it's kind of nice for people that want to like escape reality.
Yeah.
So were you able to sleep on this trip though too?
Yeah, I slept much better, but my Aura ring told me otherwise, but it was better than normal, you know.
Yeah.
I
Sometimes
just
I
need like
like
a
don't take
freaking
it to heart.
Xanax.
I think you should get something like that.
Yeah.
Just so that like you can, because usually it's like you can kind of tell this like difference between just kind of like a mild anxiety versus like a spiraling like full body anxiety that you like cannot do anything about. And having something like in those moments is like really nice.
Yeah.
Versus just having to like refer to like trying to read a book or doom scroll, like, which most of the time I feel like makes it worse. Maybe reading is okay, but
It's harder to get your mind off of things with when you're reading, I think, because your mind can wander so easily back to whatever it's focused on.
I know. I really hate that. Like whenever I'm like reading a book and I'm like thinking about something else, but I'm like reading the words and then I realize I'm like 5 pages into something that like I don't even remember what I read.
I know, it's so weird that
so
we
then I
can do
like
that.
go back and I'm like, okay, now I'm focusing and concentrating again.
Yeah.
Do you think it helped that your sister was there? Like, did that make it easier to sleep?
Yeah, and my sister was great. Like, I was worried about her because I was like, you know,
Yeah.
when we were younger, she still doesn't like doing the things that I like doing.
Yeah.
And like, she would rather be drinking and I wanted to go explore the pretty places and take pictures. And so like I would force her to do those things with me and she'd be like, oh my God, like I hate this. But she was like so nice this whole time. And she said that she had like the most fun she's had in a long time. And like,
Aww.
she was down to just lay by the river and read with me. And so, yeah, it was a good
Wait,
trip.
that's so good.
Yeah.
That makes me like happy that you guys can like have those things because maybe she'll like make more time to spend with you.
Yeah, I feel like we need to do sister trips more often now.
Yeah. But even like doing something more at home, like you could kind of do some of those things just at home, like, and reminding each other that like you guys do have fun together.
Yeah. Because
I think
feel like we
sometimes
tried to do that one time. Like we went out to dinner, just her and I, because Logan bailed. And like we kind of just sat there and didn't really talk that much. And I was like, oh, this is awkward.
But like you could go to the pool now or something and like bring drinks or something like that and kind of spend time that way.
Yeah.
Where just like doing something similar to like reading by the river.
She said she loves you and she loved Joe too.
I love her. I've always loved her. She's like so funny.
My dad was like, so have you met these girls? Have you met Maggie before? I'm like, yes.
Is he thinking you're like running off to just strangers?
I mean, he's used to it. He's used to me doing that. So
yeah, that's fair.
But yeah.
I feel like my dad like very slowly adapts and tries to like wrap his head around the things I do.
Yeah.
And he like finally got the like dog Instagram like a year too late when I kind of like stopped doing it as much.
Yeah.
So now like he explains what I do and he like really includes that quite heavily. And I'm like,
we were talking about this
really what I do
in another episode.
Yeah.
Or like when your friends and family be like, oh yeah, her dog's famous.
Yeah. And
like that's not it anymore, but yeah.
Like you're gonna come to my page and definitely not see dogs.
Because you're like, wait, how are you making money? There's no videos of Rosie on here.
No, exactly. I don't know. It's just funny though, because like he like finally got his like, because you know, like I don't know, I guess it's similar to like when we were trying to explain what our parents do and we're like,
yeah,
well, he like owns a company. Like don't know much more than that, but he owns a company.
Yeah.
And then like now my dad's like, well, she like posts her dog on Instagram and like gets money from brands. I'm like, okay, sure. It's kind of what I do. But now I feel like every time we have a conversation, he's like wrapping his head around it more. Because I'm like, Dad, you have a lot of good advice for me. And he's like, I just don't really know like what you do or like your industry. I'm like, no, you do. Like you literally ran the same thing. It's just like different products. Like and so I'm trying to get him to like understand it better so he can give me like better advice.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you know all this stuff. You've done like a lot of it, and I just need guidance.
Yeah. Well, they just don't understand any of our industry, so it's hard for them to wrap their head around it.
I feel like it's kind of hard sometimes with like an agency. Like, I think it's sometimes easier to explain like, okay, I post for a brand and they pay me money kind of thing. Yeah. But then like you get into like an agency and you're like, okay, so like I'm working with brands and then working with clients and like trying to like put them together, and then brands will like ask me to like create campaigns and pay me to do that, blah blah blah. Like, it's just very like,
yeah, because even if you try to do it in a more general thing, like imagine how actors have agents.
Yeah.
Like that, except for influencers. But like none of us really understand what talent agents do at that level either.
I know. For sure. And I think like it's also hard because I consider like my clients, but then I also consider like my brand relationship clients too. So it's like trying to like kind of explain that and the strategy behind it all. I think the strategy is just like hard to explain because I'm like, what, can you just get it so then you can like tell me what
Help
to do?
me. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I know.
In due time, we'll figure it out.
He'll figure it out. Maybe he should come to work with you for a week or something.
I know. Well, I was like, actually, I wanted to like ask him like if he could be kind of like an official advisor where like I have to like present to him.
What would you present to him?
I'd present to him like monthly numbers, like projections, like where I'm at with like hiring, those sort of things. So then he can kind of make recommendations of like, okay, you need to work on like cash flow, or you need to work on like
all the like business entrepreneur type of
because that's like all the stuff that he's smart. Really good at. And he's like, he does it for like other companies and like helps them understand those things. And so he's like brought in as an advisor for like and consultant for other companies like that. So I'm like, I would like you to guide me in this way.
That would be so nice.
Yeah. I feel like it's, and it just like me having to present to my dad, I'd be like, okay, I have to like have my shit together in this capacity.
Yeah, because you want to like impress your parents.
Yeah. And especially like with my dad, I'm like, okay, I need your stamp of approval.
Yeah.
In order to like move on.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So did you plan your next trip?
I want to go somewhere for my birthday. I really want to go to like Big Sur, Monterey, Carmel area. Yes. There's this one hotel that is like, I've been following this hotel on Instagram for a long time, I think because they're dog friendly. But and they're like right by the water in Big Sur, like have an amazing spa. And I looked up the prices for the rooms and it's like $3,000 a night.
What hotel is it?
Let me look up. If you on Instagram search Ventana Big Sur, Ventana Big Sur. They have a Michelin star hotel or restaurant in their hotel.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Should we pitch them?
I was thinking about it, but
we might as well shoot our shot.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, what if they say no? Okay.
I know. If they'll ignore me and be like, fuck you.
Or, I mean, I don't know. I feel like we should just do it. That is like magical.
Yeah. So that's where I want to go for my birthday. I've been wanting to go to Big Sur for so long.
Oh my God. They have such gorgeous like views.
I know. I don't even know if they care about my photography though. Like they have a very specific style.
Yeah.
They do have some videos of dogs and stuff, which they might, even if they gave me like a discount.
I know. That's what I mean, we could like shoot for just like a stay and then, settle for a discount. Yeah. But I feel like obviously this is, they have like very curated content. So they might not want to do like a collab post, but like you could just sell yourself as an influencer. Like you're posting about your experience there.
Yeah.
Which, because what you're talking about is more like they wouldn't use your content necessarily.
I feel like most hotels want to be able to get content out of your
Yeah,
stay, though. But I feel
that
like
is true.
if, like, let's say they, like, I could do videos like this with my dog for them to be able to throw up
Yeah.
in their reels or whatever.
Yeah. And I feel like if you wanted to, I mean, you could probably just do this style pictures that they do too.
Yeah, and it looks like they have a filter or something. Like, they might edit.
Yeah.
But
Like
they
you
also
could get,
need, like, hotels need diversity of video and pictures of different people in their rooms and using their amenities and stuff. So
yeah.
I
Even
don't
just
know. It's
get
just so,
food.
I could not believe
Oh
how
my
expensive. I was
God.
like, okay, maybe like $800 a night. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
3,000?
Oh my God. It's just a little aggressive.
Yeah.
Um, do you get anything for that? Like, what do you get with the
I
3,000?
think
Just like
it's
the
an
room?
all-inclusive stay.
Oh, that's different then.
But I don't know what exactly it's, I guess. But if I have 4 people coming, is that all inclusive for 4 people? Like food, drinks? Does that include the spa? Like,
Yeah.
you would think for that much money.
A
And their
memorable.
rooms are all like suites and stuff. Like, they're big and nice.
Could you put 4 people in a room?
I think so, because they're like
They're like
villas.
two
They're
double
not
beds.
rooms.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, the rooms are insane.
And some of them have like a little pool or a hot tub outside and like on the deck or whatever.
Even just a little fireplace.
Like, look at this outdoor bathtub.
Oh my God,
Like,
that's
are you
magical.
kidding?
That's like, I would love to stay in more of those places. Like, because
Me
you've seen those
too.
like all over the world, like
Yeah, the
just
cool.
incredible.
Yeah.
But I always have like a hard time with the like how much time am I going to actually spend in the hotel versus am I going to be like out of the hotel the entire time? And I feel like sometimes it's worth it to just like have a cheaper place because like I don't really want to be there, but like a place like that, you'd probably spend more time there and then like some time in, like adventuring.
Yeah, as an adult and a homebody, I spend a good amount of time at my hotel or Airbnb. And
Yeah.
I think the most worth it thing for me is to spend money on my accommodations, because nothing quite fills me with as much joy as walking into a really fancy hotel room.
Yeah.
Like, I just get this burst of dopamine and serotonin. I'm just so happy when I'm like, this is so fancy. I love this. Like,
Is there any fancy places in Phoenix or like Scottsdale?
yeah, but I don't think that fancy. There are like really fancy places in Tucson or
Oh,
like Flagstaff, like
okay.
Celebrity or Sedona.
Yeah.
Like, they have
Maybe I
that
could like
one spa in Tucson that like celebrities go to.
really.
It's like Miraval or something. I
Oh,
don't know.
Miraval. That's a nice
Yeah.
one. They have one in Austin too, I think.
Okay.
Um, but maybe we could get you to like go more at those places too.
That'd be fun.
And then
Luxury travel. That's my
luxury
ad.
travel.
Not just
Honestly
travel,
though, like
luxury.
that totally makes sense like for your brand of doing luxury travel because
I want to be comfortable.
well, you want to be comfortable. Like and like you said, you're like the best thing you want to spend money on is like a nice hotel room and just to feel
Yeah. I
good.
want I want an Airbnb that I don't have to leave. Like, I
Yeah.
want to experience the new location and environment by being able to just walk around or like open the
Yeah.
windows or go in the hot tub. I don't want to have to be like, yeah, driving around a bunch of places, or I don't know.
I feel that.
It's lazy girl introvert travel.
I think that's perfect,
Yeah.
honestly. And it's like less planning and less stress. Like if you want to go to do
Yeah.
something, you can do something, but like if you don't, then it's no big deal.
Yeah, like, my favorite thing is being with a group of people in a really nice Airbnb with a great view, just drinking at the house all day. Like, we don't need to
Yeah,
leave.
I know. That's why I loved our Airbnb in Palm Springs so
I
much.
know.
That was like so luxury.
It was perfect.
I feel like we should go to Joshua Tree. There's like,
yeah, they have luxury places there too, I think.
Yeah. Have you seen Alex and John's like video? They made like a short.
I saw little clips of it, yeah.
Yeah. But they're like Airbnb. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, that would be so fun. That shit's probably so expensive too.
I know.
I feel like Victoria Paris went to something like that.
Oh yeah.
A really fancy, but that's like thousands of dollars a night place too.
Yeah. I'm like I feel like most of her hotels now she like doesn't pay for, but
she's so
I wonder
lucky.
if there's any that she does pay for.
She is living the life.
I like feel for her privacy concerns so much. The fact that she was like almost robbed again.
Oh, she was?
Yeah.
In
she
her
was
new
like
place?
checking into a hotel somewhere. And like the bellhop brought up like her bags and she left her purse in like part of the other room. And was like taking content before she like put her bags in the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And she came back in and found him going through her purse. I was like,
it sucks
that
when
is so shitty.
Like people are ruining it for us because now she can't fucking share stuff anymore.
I know, and she hasn't been really sharing anything.
She has a new house and it looks so cool, but she like doesn't really share it.
No, and I wouldn't.
Yeah,
if I was her. I think I don't know. There's just too many like weird people in the world.
I know, they ruin it for everyone.
That it's very scary. I mean, like I'm like I don't even have anybody like super active or engaged in my audience right now, which is totally fine because I haven't done anything with it. But like I'm even scared of like posting like live. Like, oh, if I post like this location, like are people going to be able to figure it out?
Yeah, I think about that, but then I still post.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm probably going to learn the hard way at some point. Like,
yeah.
Although I can't imagine, even if people came to find me, I don't think that they'd be like creepers.
Yeah.
Although that is like a weird boundary thing.
Yeah.
I mean, don't come to my house. That was weird when that girl came to Victoria Paris's house and was like, I'm not weird, I promise. Like,
I'm not weird. Like, yes, you are.
Yeah,
that's like unhinged.
I just want to be friends, so I found your house. I did some like weird stalkery shit to find out exactly where you live.
Yeah.
But I'm not weird.
Yeah, that's not it. There's too many other things you can do. And she like is friends with people. Like she does make friends with people like just kind of like out in the world. Mm-hmm. Like I don't think she's that inaccessible to people.
No.
And there's a lot of influencers that are like that where I feel like you could meet them and like be friends with them.
Yeah.
Outside of like life. I'm really trying to figure out like a good balance with travel. I think that I've been like
you travel so much.
I know.
And you don't even share that much about it. So
I know. I've been thinking about that. I like have so much like stockpiled of like photos and videos from like hotel rooms. I'm like, well,
yeah, I haven't even seen the rock sunset photo you were talking about in Oregon.
I haven't put it in feed yet. I posted on my stories.
You did post it on your stories?
I did in like real time, basically.
So I obviously saw it, but I don't remember.
I know. I'll post it in feed.
Okay.
I have a lot that I want to like post in feed, but it's just a matter of like editing.
And also, like you do post, like you go to Chicago and you go to a cool bar and like you post a picture of your drink or whatever, but I still I don't get enough from that. Like I need more. I need to see like the view and like what your itinerary is and like where you're staying.
Well, that's like I feel like I have like such a specific taste too, where I'm very particular about like the type of restaurants I want to go to and like what type of drinks they have and all of that stuff. So I do want to post more of it because I like took a lot of good content for Aspen. So
yeah, I mean, I saw bits and pieces of that, but not enough.
Yeah.
I want to feel like I went to Aspen with you, you know?
Okay. I now have it so like backdated. I'm like, okay, I haven't shared anything from Cabo either. Like,
Oh
I want to
yeah.
share stuff
See,
from
you're like
Cabo.
going to so many places, and I'm over here like I've literally traveled twice this year. I went to Colorado to see you, and then I went to
Yeah.
Oregon for Maggie's wedding, and that's it.
You gotta do so. You'll do your September trip.
Yeah, I don't know where yet, but Big Sur would be cool.
Yeah, I feel like that should be the goal, and just plan everything around that.
Yeah, I just don't know where to stay unless I can stay in that fancy ass place.
Yeah. Well, let's put together like 3 or 4 places, and then we can.
Yeah, I think they have some Hyatts there.
Yeah. See if they have any autographed Marriotts. Those are always really nice.
Okay.
And there's a similar line at Hilton for like the type of hotel it is. Usually, like the autographs are like a little smaller, or
The
like there's just like
boutique.
a unique, yeah, like a unique feel to them, or like a story. Like one we stayed at was like I forgot what, maybe it was like an old train station or something. I don't know exactly what
That's
it was,
cool.
but
Where? What
yeah,
city?
it was in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh, that's cool.
It was random,
It is
but
random.
it was kind of cool. I'm trying to think. There's a few other autograph hotels. I always like look at them when I'm like looking up places to stay.
Okay.
But and do you have any hotel accounts, like points?
No, I also need help with this.
Yeah, you need. I
Like,
think that would make traveling easier for you. Do you have like a business credit card or like?
no. Okay, so
Okay,
what business credit card should I get in order to get points to be able to fly and hotel points? Like, what's the best one?
I feel like for you, based on like your spending, you should do like, because you do a lot of like, the majority of your stuff is like food, right? Like when you spend money, a lot of it's on food.
Yeah, or like
Like,
props.
okay,
Or, well, like also I spend money on software and shit too.
yeah. I don't know about the software side of things, but in terms of like food, the Chase Sapphire Preferred or
Okay,
Reserve,
the
like I think
expensive
you can
one.
look up the difference, but the Chase Sapphire Preferred, I know, gets you 3 times points on like food. So like if you buy like something for like $50, you get 150 points.
Okay.
So like that adds up quickly.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
then
I'm going to Disney World at the end of November for my cousin's birthday.
okay,
And my goal is to be able to fly first class with points.
yes, that would be great.
Because that's a long flight for me. I'm scared.
Yeah. Oh, Disney World,
Yeah.
Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a very long flight for you.
Yeah.
And then I think it is worth it to get the airline you can commit to flying the most as well.
Yeah.
Because
I
you
don't
get,
know
when you
if I
buy
commit to
flights,
any of them. I'm not.
what is like the most frequent like airline? Because you basically can commit to anything, like especially with enough planning in advance and stuff. Like it's pretty easy to commit to like one airline.
I don't know. Maybe American.
Yeah. I do like, does United have a lot of flights?
I don't think I've ever chosen to fly United.
Okay. I
I don't
just
know
think
why.
they have like a point, like they have something that's like with Bonvoy, Marriott Bonvoy, which is nice in terms of travel. And most airlines have this but it's like theirs is 5 times points on any flight purchases you buy. And then what else? Then they usually like the intro offers like 60,000 points or something.
Okay. Well, I put that in my notes. But yeah, I just never, even like for Maggie's wedding, when I was just searching the best airlines to choose from, I don't
Yeah.
even think I saw any United flights. It was like
Let me,
Delta or Alaska or Alaskan. Is it Alaskan or Alaska? I don't know.
yeah. Let me just look.
Also, my youngest sister, Logan, went to Salt Lake City for a wedding at the same time that I went to Oregon for a wedding.
Yeah.
And my little sister has a terrible fear of flying. She gets very motion sickness very easily.
Oh no.
And she's had bad experiences on flights. And she gets those TikToks about turbulence where people are screaming and shit all the time. And she's like, see, this is why I don't fly. And so on her flight to Salt Lake, she was like shaking because she was so scared, and she was just going with friends. Like, she didn't have family with her. And then her flight home, she was flying Frontier. Her flight home got pushed back like 3 hours. And so they were just sitting at the airport all day long. And then they canceled it. They just canceled her flight, didn't rebook her on anything. And
She's never going anywhere.
No, I know. And so then her and her friends ended up buying like a $300 ticket to fly Delta to get home. And then Delta started rescheduling their flight. So it was supposed to leave at like 6, and the plane didn't end up getting to them until like midnight. And then once they got everybody off the plane and started like prepping it, the person comes over the speaker and says, "Hi, the plane's here, but we just don't have a crew right now. So we're trying to get a flight attendant crew so that we can get you guys." Yeah. And so she didn't end up leaving until like 1:15 a.m. to come home.
That is,
and she was supposed to leave
brutal.
at like 12 in the afternoon. Yeah. So
you are really right about the whole airline thing. I just searched like a handful of different cities out of Phoenix.
And United's not a big.
Well, it's just like there's a mismatch of everything. Like,
yeah,
it's like you just said, so you just have to be really intentional about it. But is there, let's see, best airline. Yelp says American. JSX is number 1 for some reason, but then American. So maybe American is the better one.
Yeah.
I would just like look up the most popular like places that you would go, like areas, and just see what the most options are for flights. But like you said, there's like literally like 3 from Frontier, 3 from Delta, 3 from American, like 2 from United, 2 from, so that's like so different than Denver and Chicago. There's like always like 5 to 6 flights per day, like 5 to 6 flight options wherever I go. So
like I like to pick the airline that is popular for the destination that I'm going to as well. Like,
yeah, but that's
if
not
I'm
like
going to Hawaii, I'm flying Hawaiian. If I'm going to Australia, I'm flying Qantas. If I'm going to England, I'm going to fly British Airways.
That's really funny. But that doesn't help you very much with like,
I know,
points and travel.
I know. So can't I just do the Chase Sapphire credit card thing?
Yeah, look that up. If that's how you usually travel and you prefer to travel and stuff, just look that one up and let's see what their travel thing is. Because I don't prioritize that one for travel, even though they do have really good benefits.
I like Delta, but they've been fucking up lately, and that makes me nervous.
I know. I really like Delta. If I could fly Delta like all the time, I would.
The only credit card I use currently is my Amazon one, and I just use it for Amazon purchases, and it just gives me points back to buy more stuff on Amazon.
Yeah. I would do the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and then that'll get you points on all the good things. And you get the entry offer. Like, make sure you get the entry offer. Which is usually,
then I can live in the lap of luxury.
Yeah. And I feel like there's so many accounts too you should follow that are like, this thing is running a promotion right now. So like, if you want to get this, like, you can transfer your points to Marriott Bonvoy for like 2x or something, and whatever sort of
I have
thing.
such a hard time grasping financial information. Like,
yeah,
my brain just doesn't. It's hard.
There's a lot of like good videos that like show you the step-by-step process of what they're doing, instead of just being like what I just said, like Marriott's running like a transfer. I'm like, I wouldn't know what that means either, but like I'm like seeing it in my mind when I'm telling you that.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, I didn't realize like this was so popular. So I guess they like run sales so you can like get more for your points.
This is how people get rich. They hack the system with the points. They know how to use the points, and the stocks and the bonds and all that shit.
Well, I know. I was just looking this up, and I was kind of annoyed because obviously the like high yield savings account is great for like just a consistent 5%. But that doesn't really do very much for your money, like at the end of the day. So I'm like, okay, do I take more of this and like put it into stocks and then make a bigger return? Because I invested like $1,500 or something in July and it's already made like $400.
Oh, wow.
So like
there's just more
way
risk
better
with
it is definitely more risky, but I feel like I'd rather take that risk than any other travel thoughts.
Anything else?
My other travel thought though is just like, I think I said this at the end of last year, I think, where I wasn't very good about choosing travel for vacation and travel like a work travel trip. And I think that's also why I've been exhausted, because like the last like 2 or 3 trips I've done are like work travel. Like I'm intending to work on them. And so I don't get to just like shut my brain off and do the trip. So
even you've been traveling so much for like wedding stuff too.
Yeah.
And you're still working on those trips, right? You're like, I need to do emails or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember, didn't last year you and Joe went somewhere tropical for a week?
Yeah. We went to Florida for a week and I worked the whole trip.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I thought you...
Oh, I might have taken like 3 or 4 days off, but I still worked like, I know I worked at least like 3 or 4 of the days. And then maybe I took off like Thursday through Monday.
Yeah.
I forget exactly what it was, but I did work. And
that was like your only like vacation though.
Yeah. So I'm definitely trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Because
just don't bring your computer somewhere. Go somewhere.
But then I would just like be on my phone trying to do everything like on my phone.
Yeah.
Because I have everything, like all my emails and Slack and stuff on my phone too.
Yeah.
So that's like my goal, is to figure out like, okay, and just have like hard set boundaries around it. Like even if I do, like for example, going to Austin, like I know I can't take off the entire time, but like, can I take off? Can I like work? Because I'm going to do meetings while I'm there because there's quite a lot of people in Austin. And so I can do like 4 days of meetings or something, or like 4 days of work, and then like intentionally take off like these days.
Can you take off the weekends when you're traveling?
Yeah. I take off the weekends, but it's like,
but you need a little extra.
Somewhere. Yeah. Just so I'm like there with family and stuff. Because I think it's just like I'm out of my routine. I think that's the biggest thing for me, is like not being in routine really throws me off.
Yeah.
And so that's like more exhausting sometimes than like the travel itself.
Yeah. It's the great thing about being out of your routine though, it makes you appreciate your routine.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And like getting back home. Like my mundane mornings where I play Taylor Swift and I drink coffee on the couch. Like I just missed that when I was traveling. I was literally gone for 2 mornings. Can't wait to get back into my routine. It's been 2 days.
But that does like throw you off, because then like you're saying, like you said, you've been like off all week.
Yeah.
Like you haven't felt like doing anything. Which
it's like with posting, if I go 2 days because I didn't have time to post, it just feels like that just grows and grows. And I'm like, I can't get back on top of this posting schedule.
Well, because it's like a rhythm, isn't it? Like,
you kind of just like a practicing your brain too. Yeah. Like your brain, I don't know.
And then you break it and you're like, okay, I have to get back. That's like actually a big thing, is getting up at 5:30 or whatever time, 5:20 I usually get up at.
Mm-hmm.
Impossible this week. Like,
because you didn't while you were traveling the past. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, like getting up at 5:20, sometimes, some days it like was hard. Some days it like was whatever. But this week I'm like, I don't want to do anything. Like I want to just sleep for another like 6 hours.
And also you tell yourself like, I need rest because I've been traveling.
Yes.
That's what I've been doing this week. I'm like, oh, well, my sleep score was so bad while I was in Oregon. I need to sleep in.
Yeah.
And so like I've been sleeping till 9. That's so bad for me.
But do you feel more rested? Like, are you feeling any better? Is it just...
I feel rested, but then I just don't feel productive. Like I feel like I can't get going into a routine or something. I don't know.
Does it help whenever you leave your house to work? Do you ever like work in a coffee shop?
It does help a little bit, but I don't know.
Is yours kind of harder though? Because like Grace was saying that sometimes when she wants to like go out and work, it's like harder because she can't like do voiceovers and like.
Yeah, I need to have like designated things that I can work on.
Yeah.
And I also like those are things that I can do while on my walking pad or at a coffee shop, like those couple of things. So, yeah.
Has your Oura Ring figured out your walking pad yet?
I figured out that I need to be moving my hand while I'm walking. So
That's
like
not helpful for you.
I know, because I would need to be
You're like,
so
okay, I'll just type with one hand.
Yeah, that's what I was doing, and it's my left hand. So I'm like trying to I was just editing the podcast, so that is easy, but if I was editing a YouTube video or typing something, yeah, I can't be doing that.
That's so hard.
It's annoying.
Well, I'm very excited for you in this new travel bug you've got.
Yeah, I hope it keeps. Oh, the other thing I realized is that I need to travel and explore new places, because those are the times that I have the most memorable, like the most fun. And I have been avoiding new places for a long time because it's unfamiliar and scary and I don't know what to expect. So we always go back to San Diego or Sedona or the same places that we always go to.
Yeah.
But then when I went to Austin, when I went to Oregon, like those are the times where I'm like, this is so great. This is so much fun.
Yeah.
So
that's so true.
Yeah. Need to just get out to new places that I want to go to instead of going back to the same place. Because also when you go back to the same place, you're expecting it to be just like that one ideal time that you went to that place. And it's never the same as it was. And I think it kind of leaves you a little disappointed too.
Yeah. I feel like if you go to the same location, like you have to do something different while you're there and like experiencing something in a different way.
Yeah.
In order for it to like be a good trip.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's some people that are like, oh yeah, we go to like the Keys every single year and like it's the best time. But I guess it's kind of like what you're doing in each place.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, I guess whenever I go to Aspen, I do something different though. So
yeah,
there's a few places we like to go to again, but
yeah, you have to explore different things at the very least instead of, because like we'll go to San Diego and we'll be like, okay, we need to go back to our favorite restaurant and our favorite bar and do all the things that we do every single time.
Yeah. That's why I love those. I think like following some of those like activity accounts or like places to eat location stuff, like those get me really excited to go back. Like we follow a handful in Austin, and so like every time we go back we like try a new place.
Yeah.
And sometimes if we're like there long enough, like we've been really just going to the lake house because it's just so relaxing, but
yeah,
if we're downtown, like we'll hit like a couple new places or at least new bars, which is fun.
Yeah, it makes it more novel.
Yeah,
the novelty.
So good. Well,
yeah. Anyways, I forgot I was gonna say join the Patreon at the beginning of this episode and I forgot, but we do have a Patreon where we have 4 bonus episodes and a bonus Q&A every month. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify. You can, on Spotify now, you can leave comments in episodes. So if you ever want to have some input, be nice. Just kidding. You can say whatever you want. But yeah, you can like leave comments and stuff now, which is cool. Maggie will be back next week and we will talk about the wedding, which is going to be so fun. And anything else?
No. We'll just continue our chit chat in Patreon.
Yes. So see you guys over at Patreon. If not, we'll see you next week. And we love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.